we're going to be going over here into West by God, Virginia. It is beautiful, but it does have certain inherent dangers.
The men and women who make this run for the wall come from different backgrounds and lifestyles. Some are doctors, some are lawyers, some even ministers, all sharing in one common cause. All believe there are POWs still being held in Southeast Asia, whose existence is denied by Hanoi, dismissed by Washington, and forgotten by most Americans.
Because we don't remember our veterans just on 3 holidays. We aren't weekend veterans. We give a damn every day of the year. These guys are on our mind every day of the year. And we want them brought home, and we want the rest of the world to know about it every damn day of the year.
The legacy of the Vietnam War still haunts the relatives of the Americans who remain listed as missing in action.
Recently, new sightings of what many believe to be MIAs have caught the eye of the national news media, capturing the attention of both the general public and their political leaders.
The Senate committee has finally identified that this country has mishandled the POW MIA issue. Hell, they haven't done anything at all. What do you mean mishandled? They haven't done anything. The time is over for studies. The time is over for committee hearings. The time is now that we get some action and we get some people overseas investigating what needs to be done.
I'll say it. I think we've got a cover-up going on here.
The cover-up theory was given even more credence with the resignation of Colonel John Peck, whose office investigates reported cases of POWs and MIAs in Southeast Asia.
I think we got in trouble, to put it in very blunt terms, we got in trouble from the very beginning by lying to the American public and by saying that this is a matter of the highest national priority. The way we're going about it, sir, it couldn't be.
He was shot down on Valentine's Day, 1969. And I have never, ever given up hope that he was alive. I knew he was alive. And I know he's coming home. That is without any doubt in my mind to all of you here today. And I want you all to remember that. That is my son.
Although the Defense Department discredited this photograph as a forgery, a new avalanche of evidence has surfaced.
This is my brother Dan, 20 years ago. And I don't know if you can see it, but this is him 1 year ago. He is alive in Laos.
Dan Bora was shot down in 1972 and later declared dead by the United States Navy, a decision Dan's sister, Kathy Duez, never accepted.
And I said that they'd have to bring his body home or bones, and I'd have to know that they were his and identified before anybody could tell me any different.
But not all are convinced.
But neither should we tolerate the mindless, reckless innuendos that have been in circulation quite recently. It jeopardizes the unity of purpose which is so necessary. If we are to achieve our goals, what we seek are facts, not fantasies.
I want to state unequivocally, with no reservation, that there is neither a cover-up nor a lack of zeal in moving toward our goal of the fullest possible accounting.
There's some things that have come out that give credence to the fact there might be some more guys back there. I honestly don't know. If they're there, I want them back. If their bones are there, we want that back too. And that's what you guys are fighting for, and I greatly appreciate that. But by the grace of God, I could be there too.
John Berger is an ex-Vietnam POW who spent 6 years in captivity. He is cautious and reserved when talking about the POW-MIA issue, but he has never lost faith in the men who pursue it.
Because I love this country and I support it in every way I know how. And that's what a good soldier is supposed to do. And that's where we have lost a lot within our society. In, I say recent time, I can't tell you 1 year, 5, 10, 20. But thinking back to where things were at the time that I went to school here and I started on my trek through life, there's an entirely different attitude change. And people's morals, or morals rather, are not what they used to be. Don't care about the other guy. Walk over him. It's survival. That's life. Wrong. We have moral responsibilities in life, too.
Is that what makes these guys special?
You better believe it.
The Run for the Wall is held every year to remember those who fought in Vietnam. But perhaps most important, every year men from all walks of life ride from San Diego, California to Washington, D.C., honoring those who remain unaccounted for. To this day, more than 2,000 Americans are still listed as missing. Here in Owensboro, Kentucky, they have a wall of their own. Among the names listed here, Colonel Charles Shelton. On April 29, 1965, Lieutenant Charles E. Shelton was flying a reconnaissance mission over the country of Laos when he was shot down by enemy fire. For 4 days, rescue teams attempted to airlift Shelton to safety, but because of prevailing bad weather, they were unable to do so. On the 4th day, Shelton vanished. Charles Shelton was a farmer's son whose drive and leadership abilities were first revealed on the football field of Owensboro High School. As team captain and class officer, Charles personified the all-American boy.
What I remember most about Charles was he was an all-star football player, and he and I used to sleep together. He's several years older than me, and he was my hero.
He had a lot of moral character about him. I don't know whether he attended church regularly or not, but I would say he was a dedicated Christian because of the attitude that he had toward mankind.
At age 19, Charles married Marion Vollman, a slightly spoiled Southern girl from a devout Catholic family. Marion's love for her husband not only produced 5 children, but would eventually become the foundation for the Run for the Wall.
Marion, she loved Charles, and she used to say, "I just want to see my Charles again." It's the greatest love story that I've ever heard. I had heard her talk at a breakfast for veterans about that time, about 4 years ago. Her daughter was there, and Marion recruited me. I became another member of Marion Shelton's army.
Charles' disappearance came on his 33rd birthday. Both his plane and uniform had been sanitized, barring no patches or insignias that would identify him as an American military officer. At the time, the mission received no official acknowledgement. All U.S. military involvement in Laos remained secret.
I believe he's a prisoner in the Vietnam War. We may never see him again, but I believe with all my heart that he's alive.
I hope to see Charlie again someday, and like I say, I think probably, I hope that it would be in the hereafter. I believe in heaven and hell, and I would say that Charlie would be in heaven.
Those are the last known American prisoners of war. That part of the Vietnam tragedy is over.
Marion's hopes were diminished when Charles was not among the last POWs to arrive home from Vietnam. She then began her crusade to keep her husband's memory alive by traveling to Laos in search of clues to the whereabouts of Charles. Although her attempts proved unsuccessful, Marion's determination grew. In October of 1980, the United States Air Force declared all remaining POW MIAs from the Vietnam War as presumed dead. But because of Marion's persistence and ever-enduring love for her husband, Charles was reclassified. Today, he remains the only recognized POW of the Vietnam War.
See, Charles is the token POW. He wasn't just Charles Shelton. He was the POW. And his wife, Marion, was so stubborn that she sued the government and says, "Look, you cannot declare my man dead when I can find live sighting reports on him alive." And so she sued, and she won the case.
Although Marion had won her battle in keeping her husband's memory alive, she had sacrificed everything. After a quarter-century of searching, speaking, and praying, Marion finally gave up hope. On October the 4th, 1990, Marion raised a POW MIA flag in her front yard, slipped her husband's POW bracelet from her wrist, and placed it next to a rosary. She wrote a note to her family, then placed the sheet music of Charles and her favorite song on the grand piano. Afterward, she walked to the backyard of her home and shot herself.
They called Marion Shelton a beacon in the POW MIA cause. They called her a hero in her own right. And at her graveside today, they called her another casualty of the war.